कल तो 6 मैच के बाद ना ब्रेक मिल पा रहा था, बट आज इसलिए मैं पानी कल भी नहीं पी रहा था ज़्यादा, क्योंकि
estar en la gran final mañana?
Sí, sí, obvio, me siento muy confiado, sé el equipo y la capacidad que tenemos y lo vamos a dar todo para poder mañana estar en la gran finals.
He's well for today and he's very confident for tomorrow.
Lovely. I love that. Okay, so one more questions. So in the board today, which is 12 teams, who do you guys aware the most?
Repeat again?
In our top 12 today, so who do you guys aware the most? Which team?
¿Cuáles son los equipos que tú crees que están en el top 4 de hoy día?
Bueno, Lion, Aurora, Boon Dynasty, and Team Secret.
The teams are Lion is the first top in the top the table, and Gone Dynasty, and Aurora, and Vitality, yeah, and Team Secret.
Oh my god, thank you. One from my country. But I'm very surprised you guys choose Aurora. Well, thank you so much, Lion, and I hope you guys will have your best day today to get into the top 4, and we will see you guys tomorrow in the grand finals. Thank you for your listening, and now let's see what's up more in Videv.
And that was Games King from Lion. And if you don't really remember who he is, used to be with, well, I want to say used to be. Last year he played under the banner of Movistar R7 back on the world stage in Jakarta, and we actually celebrated his birthday there. And he also, I think, missed his graduation ceremony, if I remember correctly, but all for that big cut of glory. And here he is again under the banner of Lion and being one of the favorites to make it through to tomorrow and join some of the big dogs that he has competed with. We're going to head into game 1 right now, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be none other than Kalahari.
Yeah, exciting stuff coming through here as well. And in this situation, as much as I want to say favorites, I mean, we did have, right, Vitality, Falcons, but at the same time, I would love a world where other teams can challenge these two, where other teams can take away space from these two as well. And I am curious to see whether or not we're going to be seeing hot drops happening. And looking at where things are going, Refinery straight toward TG, Straw Hats coming in toward the southern side, I wouldn't be surprised if these two were to clash.
So I had a conversation with Lucifer yesterday, and he said that if only an Indian team made it through to the finals from the group stage, because there is a high chance that some of these South Asian teams, being used to each other's rotation, might end up hunting one another down. And that could, you know, shift the balance and the scales and their chances of qualifying. Straw Hats already losing a member. At the start, we got Falcons up against DRS. The Real Soldiers, not really that of a threat in the hands of Pina, who dispatches 2 of them in a row. Pratik and KD got go down. Turn around, Mubin drops the dome, but Pina still has the help out to work with. And Pina single-handedly taking care of the South Asians. And now he's looking for his third elimination. And of course, he gets it.
My gosh, Pina somehow managing to deal with 3 different players at the same time, different angles, somehow managing to not only buy time for rotations, but also these isolated 1v1s. Scary work coming in from the Falcons, and they are dropping in super, super hot. There's a lot of early fights happening as well. SAUL are going head-to-head up against the Straw Hats as well going on here. And I think for the rest of the teams, this faster pace will not be stopping.
Early on, Games King did have Aurora Gaming on their list of teams to watch out for, even potentially qualify for the grand finals tomorrow when they actually faced off in Santa Catarina, with Aurora Gaming coming out on top with 2 points. So that actually sent Lion Esports rotating away to Stone Rage on the south side. I believe they either used a hook gun or took the launch pad to get away from the situation. DRS again reuniting with TAG. They both actually ran into Falcons earlier on. Shoto actually is the first one to go down. The tip of the spear broken in half by DRS. And now they're pushing the envelope right into the dome. Is Woman trying to bring his teammates back and gets the job done. So now he's going to try and fight his way out. Gets Alu down as KD joins in. But unfortunately, Pratik was watching the flank, and DRS comes out on top with 2.
Crazy stuff coming in from DRS real quick, knowing that TAG would be somewhere here to go in for that revive. No rocks unturned, as well as Team Secret looking to go head-to-head against Gun Dynasty here. Waiting for time here, Tikoy in the front line, putting a bit of damage, and Veja barely alive. Rushes forward, one player from Gun Dynasty knocked down, and for Tikoy, it's all about finding the last member and death from above, and cleans up house. Team Secret looking real good right now with 2 eliminations already, and the rest of GD running away with their tails tucked between their legs.
Only one surviving member left for GD, but now again the star sniper player of the team showed up big time on day 1, but day 2 was more of a whimper. The stealth bites will get him out onto the edge of the map, but it's going to be a slow game from this point onwards. There's actually some concern for Team Secret's chances today, the heavy hitters. As Vitality shows up on the feed as well, taking out members of DRS. Strovax actually clapped back. Aurora now running into Falcons. DRS Gaming wiped out.
Here comes the Falcons, still on a rampage there. On fire, forced to reposition, with one of the players getting a knockdown as well. Quick with the break onto those blue walls. The Valentine looking so good by the Falcons. And it's a complete wipeout. Aurora Gaming, the first team out of the lobby.
Joining DRS, Falcons cuts down the ranks. Straw Hats, Cool catching up onto Benel. And you find a finisher here. Teammates not anywhere in sight. He's gonna take it slow. If Benel gets removed, that's gonna be Gun Dynasty out of the first lobby.
You can hear how loud the players are down there celebrating as soon as they manage to get a wipeout here. With who waiting for that opening toward Bentley. Shots come through, but no full committal quite yet. And for good reason, the lack of information, the lack of ideas where other teams might be, that's keeping them at bay.
But now out of there, Stealth Bite came back off cooldown, but Straw Hats are calling in reinforcement, and there's an interception there. Shocked, lying in wait. There's the glue wall used, but now bringing his teammate back just in time. Heroics from Straw Hats, or in this case from Gun Dynasty, to keep that lifeline in this game. But it does give Straw Hats the second point. As Vitality continuing that rampage. And look at the STC replay here. Vitality up against DRS. Sebang and Joel, and even with Deeks in the front line, making quick work of DRS.
Vitality players trying to get a bit more space just to go for that full-on advantage, not able to do so. Waits in the wings. Ninja's already knocked out already. Koja comes through from the bottom side. Their angles are great. And Vitality goes big here already. Elims in the bag.
Yeah, that's one rears his head as well with the knock onto Sebang, and actually takes that one away. So it's going to force Vitality to get out of there as Team Secret rotates in. But Koja was one of the biggest breadwinners of that entire encounter, having the Aurora vision with the Koja, giving it information that there's actually two teams fighting in front of him as he makes the call to vulture and scavenge points instead of directly participating. So smart and tactical decision there from the Hornets. They will survive with 3 members for now, but shouldn't be too big of a problem as Team Secrets were a bit too far behind to have any impact on that outcome. Koja brings Sebang back into the lobby.
I'll say UL's one more player left as well. I think it shouldn't be a problem for him to be able to get this space. But if KD God's timing is good, might be able to run away with another point. Regardless, as we look at the rotations here, Northern side so interesting. Never mind, hold that thought here. Troll definitely heard the footsteps of KD God there as well. Gonna cross by one another. But the glue walls keep Troll at bay, and managing to get his teammates back into the game must be frustrating with that off timing.
Both of them having the same idea. Survival first, elimination second. So both of them just wanted to do some shopping at the vending machine. No harm, no foul there. S8UL and TAG continues their run. Some teams so far silent. I was looking for Total Gaming IQ to have some early impact, but they are taking it slow. And rightfully so at Mammoth. Big area to work with. Falcons running into Gun Dynasty, and this time it's Benel to take the hit. Quad 4 on fire. And double digits now for Falcons. Shairu getting found out on the P now, wins the 1v1, but there's 3 more Falcons about to descend from above. Shairu needs to make this quick, and Falcons will make it painless. Gun Dynasty out.
It feels like they're the Grim Reaper in this server right now. Moving around the map, taking these fights and eliminating so many different teams here. Shocked, knocked out already. His Team Secrets will follow suit, wanting to go huge in terms of eliminations as well. They're not done quite yet. Looking for the final member, or at least one more member of the Straw Hats there, who will fall and eliminate a PLS1 on a rampage. Team Secret already with 9 eliminations, even taking that damage dealer right now. Damage dealer and leader, excuse me.
That's what's been missing for Team Secret. A couple of recipes need to be fine-tuned from yesterday, especially when we look at some of the key players. T-Kui and PLS1, they need to work hand in hand and have a good day. It's the biggest advantage and also the biggest weakness of Team Secret, and yesterday it reared its ugly head. So far, good start to game 1, 9 eliminations under their belt and counting. Straw Hats though will again get that revive in, same as S8UL. Not out of the game just yet, but Nor actually dropped into the dens of the Lion. So that could be another 3 points for the LATAM representatives.
Interestingly enough, we're seeing some of these teams start farming these eliminations, and there's so many of them. Falcons, Vitality as well. Team Secret is also another one of them. It's so scary just seeing them move around the area, and also so decisive on how exactly they move, rotate, and crunch so many of these players as soon as this execution happens. One thing's for sure though, is not as aggressive as I thought very, very early, and understandably so, as these teams start to get a feel of each other with their new strats, plays, and even drop spots.
And this circle should finally force Total Gaming Aiku to start making a move from Mammoth. And usually it's an area that Twisted Mind likes to contest, but thankfully, since they are in the grand finals, it was freed up for TG. Falcons once more, multiple UAVs deployed just to cover the ground, get the lay of the land out. 12 eliminations with Straw Hats within the vicinity of Limit's line of sight if he so wishes to. When we look at the radar as well, Team Secret so far out, and actually Falcons with the scan catches all 4 of them at shrines.
And this is great, especially since they are going to be advantageous enough with the compound and the area. If Team Secret decides to just rotate over from northern side straight, they have to take this fight against the Falcons. Regardless, the circle will shift a bit more toward that southern side there, where TEC does have that middle area in full control. If anything, they can be the one that lays the law of the land, keeping the rest of teams out if they are strong enough.
TEC taking the center of Kalahari around command post, so there are some structures that they can still lean on for now, but my guess is the next circle shift will bring them all out into the open, and we saw that happen a couple of times yesterday. And that really is the true test for some of these teams. Can you fight out in the open? When it comes down to just raw decision making and the resources that you have, the battle of attrition will become the primary focus. For now, most of these squads still manage to slow it down. You see even the satellite dish occupied by Koja, Vitality spread out around Refinery, and this could help them intercept Team Secret.
Yeah, but they're not really showing their hand either, being very cautious right now. I don't think they've been spotted out quite yet. I was sort of expecting them to just really, let her rip as the members of Team Secret rotate over and just really maybe steal away an elimination or two. But I think at this time, they're prioritizing on more opportune situations. Oh, crossby here. There's the first shot coming through. PLS1 barely survives that first encounter.
This high ground run is not going to be easy. They will have to use that glue wall. PLS1 sent onto the flank to try and get a couple of pickoff. But this is where Team Secret sometimes struggle. Again, we talk about them having 2 key players that both need to have a good day. PLS1 starts it off good, takes out Koja on the satellite dish, and that is going to eliminate a big anchor for Vitality. Rescue come in, the medic in the form of Sebank. PLS1, if you can pin them down, Secret have a chance.
But Joel is there on the end, but got caught out there. Team Secret so aware, and even the Valiant dash to quickly break those glue walls, but Diggs a bit too aggressive there, does not realize there's someone waiting in the wings, chunks him down. And Vitality, they thought they had the high ground here, now in trouble, but able to recover. Joel left bleeding, and the rest of Team Secret, well, for PLS1 is all about the reposition and just trying to get away and bring his teammates back into the game.
The setup was great for Team Secret, but the response was better from Team Vitality. Again, Koja bailing out his team, even though they lost the vantage point. And that's all thanks to Bang as well. The revive on the top of the satellite dish allowed them to recover in time. Not to mention Dix putting up a pretty good fight despite getting pushed by Tikui. So now Team Secret are really in hot water. Vitality, not wanting to give up. Koja actually getting tagged his limit from downtown, saving PLS1.
You cannot cross the Falcons right now. So aware! Positioning so good with the snipers. Nasty work, you can't cross. Your head has to be down. And the rest of the Falcons, I don't think Jack is gonna survive this encounter anytime soon either. They're just keeping an eye out for any other stragglers coming into the circle. I don't think any more than that is going to be achieved.
14 points now for the Falcons. Next in front of them, Titan Esports Club. Fortunately, the point on Jack wasn't able to be picked up, as the blue zone was the one that got the elimination at the end. PLS1 is now going to get pushed. Let's see how much he can make out of this. KD got with a good tag. And TAG making good on their promise, but his limit that steals it away. Team Secret outwoven, shot mid-air by Lion. So TAG now will have to make that small move, but they are going to try and pin down Falcons on top of that command tower.
Just really taking this step by step. First step was just taking out the Team Secret player and then crossing through. Straw Hats as well, going to be pressured. Troll hasn't been noted quite yet. He could be able to run away with an elimination or two. Regardless, Straw Hats still on the outer end here, but TEC, there we go. Quick, just knock him down there. Blade finds him in the end so quickly. We'll be able to walk away with another point as the elimination does come through. But the fight's not over quite yet. You also have to cross the final boss, which are the Falcons. The high ground full in their control, but Straw Hats, the rest of them, are going to try and wrestle this area away.
And like I said earlier on, Tash, the circle is going to move out into the open. That's going to be the true test. TEC up against Straw Hats. TEC winning it out in a dominant fashion there, led by Blade with a triple. As we down to the 5 teams. Falcons was early on pinned down by Lion, but now they descend from the skies and pick up a couple again. Najat tried to run away, but not possible. Kutush just responded on fire, but no confirmation there. TEC tried to fight back, but Falcons fight harder. 19 points.
Honestly, scary how they just waterfall down and completely obliterate TEC. Only Kutush is left alive. Hasn't been spotted quite yet. But the Falcons are still being super cautious, knowing that there's another team watching and just seeing them close by. But it's Pina to open up that space, checking those corners, dotting their eye, crossing their T's. They spotted out TAG, also the Lions as well. But for the rest of TAG, they're not able to rotate into the zone and get completely annihilated.
Clamped down by the Lions, and the rotation was just too late. Even the Hail Mary didn't work out. Falcons getting pushed, but still able to retrieve that teammate's Kororo, bleeding up profusely, but in the end was able to patch himself back up. So Falcons back up on their feet and now are in a prime position to take the first Booyah, unless Lion has something to say about it.
They're just still waiting patiently right now. There's a lot of pressure coming in from so many different angles. The Lion cannot come through the front door, so they're gonna move away to a different compound and just really barricade themselves inside.
Total Gaming have a chance now. The circle in their favor is gonna start shifting, so TG, they can move and let Lion and Falcons play this out.
Waiting here, Aztec gonna rush forward, cannot do so quite yet. Wota, great opening onto On Fire, just to cripple down the Falcons a little bit more.
Play slow. Slow and steady, you do not need to rush this. Circle in your favor, TG. This is your chance. You've seen your friends do it yesterday. You know it's possible. Falcons now threatened by the blue.
Have to move forward as well. Here's Gameskin keeping the rest of the Falcons away from the zone. And they're forced to move away, zoned out, On Fire, knocked down, and eliminated Mafia, doing the damage and taking away that space. The Falcons, numbers dwindling, space not in their favor. And as for the rest of the team here, TG forced because they have to be aware that the Lion is close by.
Great rotation from Lion on the flank as well. TG, can they stop the Aztec? Gets traded out by Hacks. They had the position, but Lion knew just where to strike hard. Water in to try and salvage the situation and get a couple of points for himself. It's Games King drops down the building, but he does have Aztec and Shanky left with him. This is still very doable for Total Gaming IQ.
Timing is so good, and thanks to Lion, they have a bit more space to work with. but the shots coming in from Joker is just incredible.
They
Walter
can do
knocked
it.
down. And now for TG, gonna rush forward here. Lion, only one member left. Joker gonna try and make some magic here. But I don't think TG is gonna allow that to happen. A reposition is there, the glue wall set down,
They
but
done
it's going to be broken! And TG, a booyah to start off the day.
Another booyah for the region. Total Gaming Esports iQOO Aztec with the lifeline for the team. And again, great decision at the very end. They get the favor of the circle shift and they played it cool, calm and collected. But flowers to Lion as well, finding the flank, taking the back end rotation and almost catching TG off guard. And that is the true test we've been talking about. When you're forced out into the open and have to play the battle of attrition, can you manage your nerves? And TG says, of course we can. Aztec, Wota, they held the front very, very well and just good enough to allow the game to play it out.
Honestly, incredible stuff. I was a little bit worried just now, just seeing the Falcons all the way till the end. The circle fortunately giving them that space, but I have to say that being able to pick and choose who your foes really are and being able to just, I would say, take it step by step, round by round to be able to secure that final moment. But if we go back into that game, I love to see how aggressive and how quickly teams are going to move. But let's have a look at the comms.
आराम से
स्नाइपर एक चूतिया गिरी कर रहा है मादर चोद
चल मां की चूत गो पैन चोत
GG.
आराम से ऐसे ही खेलना है बस 4
And there you have it, Total Gaming Esports iQOO with the first booyah on the big stage. We just say this is the stage where dreams come true, and it did come true yesterday for a couple of teams. And history will only keep on writing itself as long as the players are putting in the legwork. Now with TG on the board, Lion definitely will be looking for their first couple of close calls, but close calls aren't enough. And I think Lion also knew that they had it. They had that rotation, but we did see Wota holding the flank, and it was just good enough to keep them in the running. A couple of teams though that bombed out early, DRS, Aurora Gaming, gotta start stepping up now because they have 2 days to warm up. Today, every single round counts.
Yeah, and I think it's really scary as well, granted that how many of these teams have started to just really become the Reaper to move around the map and start to farm these eliminations. One of them are the Falcons. I believe they got 21 eliminations throughout the entirety of that lobby, moving there on the area, forcing these fights. And when they go for these fights as well, it's very decisive on how they want to execute, and they chunk in from different angles, not allow...
Talk about them having quite the unfortunate start. S8UL getting 7 points, Straw Hats getting 8, and even Team Secret having a good drop on the Team Vitality onto Refinery, but unfortunately weren't able to convert that initial pick. That did cost them a little bit, but even for TAG, right, they had a pretty decent run up into the top 5, but once more they were pinned down by Lion, and the rotation just came in a bit too late. So overall, this game one really did set the stage. Falcons once more showing that it really doesn't matter if the booyah goes to them or not. They still were able to rack up the most points on Kalahari. And this should be a reoccurring theme for the rest of the survival stage. But we have plenty of action awaiting you guys. We'll be back in just a bit.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
He thinks he can come in here and play my game. He knows nothing but go!
Tyler Wine, you're done.
Raw energy, house to blow the house down.
And that is exactly the start that we expected from the survival stages, with Total Gaming taking that booyah, which was a little bit unexpected, don't you think, Conchita?
It was. But then again, that fight, the top 3 teams, oh my God, we have Total Gaming, we have Lion, and of course, that was some intense fight. I did not expect to see the fight breaking so soon, honestly.
Yeah, and if we have a look at that sort of earlier fight, you know, we were chatting about Team Vitality against Team Falcons, and from the initial start, did they come out kicking and swinging? I mean, Vitality had about 8 eliminations before Zone 1 closed, and the Falcons was on about 7. But obviously, if we touch on the Falcons there, they actually ended up with about 21 eliminations at the end.
Yeah.
And I did say that, you know, they needed to work a little bit more on their placement, and they hit out in 3rd, so that would have secured immense points for the Team Falcons. And honestly, the wipe on Aurora from them is something that they'd probably be a little bit cheering for, not for Aurora's sake, but obviously Team Falcons being able to eliminate these teams that really need to do well.
Then again, they were the 2024 champions, even though they came in. Team Falcons are here to stay, and they are here to survive the day. Then again, one thing that really interests me was the way they take out Falcons one by one. You know, I see that they got their advantage by being in a better position during the last circle, but man, that was so amazing what they did to Team Falcons.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, this is where like Team Falcons probably played a little bit too aggressive in the final circle. It is okay to do that stuff at the start, but again, we have to bring Lion in the conversation as well, because from the group stages yesterday, they were up in the top sort of series on our leaderboard. So the fact that they were able to come in that 2nd place as well and holding it in there, finishing off, I think it was about 7 eliminations, and that was a great feat from them. But of course, not taking away from Total Gaming, so it is something that, you know, these guys are going to be doing incredibly well. But look, if we touch on Team Lions, do you think that they have the grit and tenacity to keep going?
Yeah, I mean, did you see how Joker was the last man standing and he really gave him all? Just take a look at the key players. It's dominated by mostly the players that are showing their true identity, and that one of them is, of course, Joker from Lion itself.
Yeah, and you don't want to be, you know, messing around with the Joker, okay, if we've seen anything from that. So looks like these players, you know, they know exactly what is meant for them today. And something that I sort of wanted to bring up as well is Gun Dynasty.
Yeah!
What happened there?
It was quite unfortunate, of course, what happened with Gun Dynasty. But then again, I am hoping and praying for the best. I am keeping my fingers crossed because I really want to see what they bring to the table today. I mean, we all saw some hope just on the first day of the group stage, right? We are hoping that they keep the same spirit, they have the same tenacity, and that is exactly what we're looking for today.
Yeah, and we talk about these sort of slow starts across our matches and obviously from the group stages, but when we've got 10 matches today, no break, just all surviving in the survival stages, these teams need to sort of take more of that, you know, I guess play style from these top hitting teams like the Falcons and even Team Vitality, where they sort of progressed and had these eliminations up the top there. This is probably the crucial moment that these teams need to capitalize on eliminations. Obviously, it's awesome to get the booyah and additional points for placement, but it is the sort of kicking things off that they need to cement themselves at the top, because we only send, is it 2 through to the top?
Yeah, and talking about Team Vitality, one thing that I really want to talk about is when they were facing Team Secret, the only Vietnamese team that we have in EWC this year. That was something, right? They finally built themselves out of that situation just to be taken out by S8UL. So they need to be more careful. Okay, I'm talking to you, Team Vitality, but I guess now it's time to go back to the casters. I'm pretty sure they have a lot to say about the first game. So without further delay, take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Conchita, as well as Lace. That was crazy stuff coming in from Kalahari. Map 1 already. Total Gaming Esports IQ starting it really hot, but it's the Falcons that went all the way till the end, farming those eliminations, showing us what aggression looks like, and I don't think they'll be stopping anytime soon.
Not at all. That's the 3rd booyah for the region of India. You know what? I'm just gonna rub it in, Yunsu. That's 2 more booyahs over Vietnam so far at EWC. All right, Secret, you gotta step up. We've seen some moments of brilliance there. Again, it really came down to what I believe Tikoi said in an early interview piece, that 70% effort and hard work, 30% luck, and as much as we look back at the final circle of Game 1, you have to sprinkle a little bit of that pixie dust, because it was the circle shift that really caught Falcons off guard. They ended up from being in the best position in the final circle to being in the worst position. So of course, with some stroke of luck, TG got the booyah done, but it's not in any means taking away the effort that they put in to make it happen, right? Because if not, then Lion would have been the team that won the round. With that aside, we're going to head into game 2 in just a little bit, and I want to see if this trend is going to continue because we're going all the way back to a classic map.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the basics as well. We saw a little bit more of the aggression early. Now, for some of these teams in the lobby, I believe that when we look at the bottom, right, Aurora Gaming, Gun Dynasty, DRS, we haven't really seen too much from them as well. I believe that throughout out of all these last 3, only Gun Dynasty ended up going out of the game with about 2 eliminations. So these are what I would feel for teams like, say, Daryl, Daryl, and also Gun Dynasty. They are a team that I would say love to go for eliminations. They love to go for skirmishes early. We didn't get to see that. What we might be able to see, so here as Alu in the front of the compound, head-to-head up against Vitality.
It's been a tough fight. Quite the challenge to pick for yourselves, DRS. Rimnam Village, not really too much area to work with, and they did drop on the edge, so the bigger compound given over to the Hornets. Gun Dynasty hunted down by Titan Esports Club. Another start that just not in the favor of GD. DRS actually finding an early knockdown as well, but I think Vitality are fighting back at Rimnam Village. GD again sent on the run.
Look at these rotations there as well. DRS finally here. Ooh, Koja may have bitten more than he can chew there. Also going to be the next one sent back out, as the other 2 members of Vitality are just gonna move away there, separated from one another. After all, I think this is a good thing since C-Bank is the one that is close to our factory, being able to bring back his teammate into the game. Good recovery.
Yeah. And I think for Team Vitality themselves, it actually has, making it to the grand finals means more than just qualifying for a chance at the trophy, right? Like last year, the 3 Indonesian teams in the grand finals were Vitality, EVOS, and RQ. And of course, they won that reunion there.
Right.
And people usually don't remember second places, but Vitality finished 2nd in Ria last year. So this is going to be quite the pressure for the Indonesians. David finds a isolated Ninja. Let's get the point for his team, but the rest, the TEC are coming in. Let's see if David can build himself out of this one. Less than 100 health to work with. Blade around the corner with the Bison. That's the 3rd point for TEC.
Quick with that as well. You can hear the team just celebrating there. You can hear how loud they're cheering throughout all of that. Except for Aurora. I think 2 eliminations already super quickly. And this is great for them as well. Gotta make up for those lost points after they had gotten eliminated a little bit too early from that last map.
This time Circle should have a good chance of going over to the northern side. S8UL against Straw Hats. Something that was predicted by Lucifer earlier on. GD gets full revive. And now another visitation made to Rimnam Village, this time by Team Secret. Earlier on, DRS were able to drive out the majority of Vitality. But Team Secret, they're looking for some redemption here for day number 2. To see if DRS can build themselves out of this situation. As Lion, they do find, I believe, TG. That's going to be 2 points for them.
Splitting the games right now. Positions, not seeing anyone in the corner as well. I am curious to see where exactly the trajectory of these Team Secret players are going to be as well, since Pratik is being pressured by Joel all the way top side. Knocked down already. His teammate trying his best to just really maybe bring his teammate back into the game, but Tikui sees otherwise. Bit of cover, and being the gatekeeper after all takes a bit of damage, but securing that point, taking it away from Team Vitality, feels rough.
Yeah, I do like what Team Secret is doing right now. They're gonna take Rimnam Village and play that late rotation game, which might benefit them in the end. So I think at the state of the circle, it is gonna move pretty far up. So a lot of teams would want to look for that early entry, which does give them more leg room to work with. Now it's just about clearing out the compound and make sure that there's no one who is hunkered down here. Don't really want any squatters in this area. Team Secret, they found their 5th PLS1 on the Joe, and now they have control of Rimnam Village.
Loving the way how Team Secret is just taking this step by step. First of all, find that first player in the front. Do not allow Joel to really pressure us and then come in together. The team do not allow him this 1v1 fights. Now it's about the long rotation into that circle as you have Pina here on the screen. Try to put a damage toward Jack. Nothing really connecting as he will be repositioning quickly away from his life. Crossing past two teams! But it's Vitality that is waiting in the wings and taking away that point. Vitality is so slippery. There's so many close calls from that first map all the way to here, even yesterday. And for them, being able to just really stabilize and bring themselves back into the game all the way to the end is what they aim for.
They get the full revive on top of that. S8UL unfortunately bows out early. 8 more games to go after this. As we slowly cross out the list, Falcons. Contrary to game 1, this is definitely one of the more slower start. TAG against GD. Forgot because of Woven. Dome gets dropped, blocked up by the glue wall, but Woven is going to start receiving extra resistance there. Shairu, good stuff. Woven getting it done. And the backup from Shoto confirms Gun Dynasty's demise. Another early exit for the hopefuls.
Twice already and such a heartbreak. The crowd so excited at his outcome here. Shanky barely alive right now as they're able to just really rush forward. Wants to take away the space from Vitality, but Z-Bank huge on those 2 knockdowns. Walter and Shanky down and out. Is Vitality happy with this outcome? That's a double elimination from this guy. And they will be rushing forward into another area. Trying to find the final member if they can. Mafia, you gotta get out of here. You gotta bring your teammates back into the game. You wanna prolong your survivability.
And it should be achievable. He did use a Dynamo Clears at Kautalistewa, where Venmixin is present. Won't be able to get a full team revive, but you gotta start somewhere. Shanky and Aztag being the choice. And Vitality, of course, catching Total Gaming Aiku. Completely off guard from behind and now putting out a hit list on the Mafia. They aim to finish the job. Falcons just passing by Observatory. Would it say that there's a good chance that this circle goes all the way up north? Now we see that long rotations come in. TEC actually already in the circle along with TAG. The South Asian teams taking center stage. And they someone used the Dinoculus on the northern side. I believe both of them now did. Of Riverside and Mill. They might be looking for the same rotation trajectory. We'll check in on that in just a little bit. DRS out from the jaws of Falcons. Limits somehow his Stroax right there.
Oh my gosh. You do not want to cross this guy. Not able to get that final member. But it's enough damage already. With 4 eliminations. A little bit slower than the first map, but still so confident on where they go and how exactly they want to be able to be taking this fight. It's going to be quick launch pad? No. Yeah, quick into the zone as well. I have to be careful because the majority of teams have started to rotate northern side because this is a hard shift to the top, so that southern side is about to get super busy at peak especially.
Yeah, most of the teams inside the safe zone, clearly comfortably tucked in, are the South Asian squads. And TEC is one of them, right in the center. Slightly north of Riverside, as we check back at the earlier ambush by Team Vitality on the Total Gaming. Against Z-Bank with the opener, with these coming in as a follow-up, completely catching them off guard. Team Secret now running into Aurora Gaming. And the blitz is a bit too much for Aurora to put up much of a resistance. So that's already 2 bodies dropped. Jun now is going to be next on the hit list. And T-Quay chases him down. Can Jun hold a candle to this man, the prodigy of Vietnam? The answer clear as day. T-Quay secures the 8th for Team Secret.
This guy is going completely nuclear right now, and we already expected that the southern side is about to get super hectic. With the Axel, the last person standing for the team, forced to move away here, but Team Secret has been hot. Rushes forward, goes up head to head here, but Koja goes huge with 2 knockdowns already. Now it's all about just finding the final member there and on to the hunt. That's a quad kill for him. And the rest of Vitality, PLS1, what are you gonna do here? You gotta survive, you gotta be able to go forward there. High ground advantage, his head out in the open, but he tries to rally back, but his HP being chunked down. You can't hold on more than that in the end. Could possibly survive a longer thanks to the glue walls and movement. But Joel finally finds him in the end. Team Secret a bit too early than he would have liked.
A reoccurring nightmare for the Vietnamese. The second time Team Vitality bested them today. First time was in Kalahari where they were able to fight back at Refinery, and now a full team-wide after Team Secret just got up to a good fight off of Aurora. TAG winning this one against Lion. Sahil Jha leading the charge with a 9th point for the Indian team.
Crowd goes crazy down there out of that fight. Now for the rest of the team, they want more. You know, Lion close by have to be aware that the high ground advantage they have could be detrimental. And a good call going for this 2-2 split, a crunch, could be huge for them if they're able to just really pull away the attention from one end. Now Hacks and Games King pull away from TAG, relenting, giving away that space, choosing to go into the circle instead. But this later rotation makes me a bit worried for them, especially since TEC and the Falcons, Straw Hats, very, very healthy, early, and ready to receive these later rotators.
I like what Team Apex Gaming are doing right now. Making sure that they stay close to the safe zone, but they're also avoiding conflict. So this middle area is going to be their stronghold. And when the circle closes in, they could slowly work their way through. Because with this density of populations, there's quite the high possibility that TAG doesn't even have to get their hands dirty. Strorex and gunned down by Hacks with the MAC-10. The rest of DRS comes in through the doorway. Pratik, next victim. This Games King gives him the knuckle sandwich. Lion are barely holding on, and DRS trying to blow through the front door. Trogon in hand. The electrotherapy to work with as well. So these long fights benefit them a bit more. Hacks around the doorway. Alu getting flanked. Games King good on the crossfire and has completely turned this around.
Lions somehow managing to find that final window of opportunity. Very small though, but able to be abused. Still aware there's still one more player on the top side, DRS. Could he be able to make magic here? It's gonna be a 2-on-1 situation. But you also have to worry about Total Gaming IQ coming into the fray close by. Perhaps if they come in and join on the fight, could give a window of opportunity for Takuri to survive. No, Aurora is also here, coming forward. More bodies, more advantage. As Lion gonna try and find Team Vitality in that cross. But Team Vitality undeterred. Koja takes a bit of damage, but the total bodies and gun barrels a bit too much to bear. As Aurora also were able to pick up a few eliminations of their own.
Team Apex Gaming actually was scanned out by Dinocular early on. So we'll see if that information is going to translate to anything. I believe they now drop their own Dinoculars and they spotted out the Bangladeshis of TEC. Team Vitality with 12 points in. DRS around the corner, but the compound also surrounded by the Aurora players. The Malaysian team, they need to get rid of Sebek right now. He's holding too strong of a flank. And Zuez sent to execute the task. Breaks the glue wall with the Oscar, but Koja and Diggs covers all of the area. The Sixers so well dealt with by Vitality. Joel is just making magic happen.
So hard when you are getting pressured by Joel and the collapse happening as well. Just too much to deal with. Aurora now in trouble. The Axel is just all alone. And the Kuri, the window of opportunity presented on a silver platter. Seabank gonna try and go in for the flank. That was exactly where Axel is, and he was not aware! So the wipeout happens. And Aurora knocked out of the map. But the zone is closing in. TG waiting in the front, hoping to pressure the members of Team Vitality, but also aware that Falcons are close.
And TAG just got a wipeout as well, but not without a cause. They lost 3 out of the 4 members, and only KD got his left. Is it enough to be a lifeline? The vending machine no longer an answer right now. It's a 1v1 between him and Couture. If we did talk about the Dinoculars scanning out both of these squads. And the result is going to be KD gone around the corner, having more for the health bar and getting the confirmation in. 14 points for Team Apex Gaming, more than enough. Vitality now finally find the Falcons, but the Straw Hats are also there. A three-way fight, and Falcons, they're gonna get feasted on. Limit looking for a way out of this predicament. But they were able to find Kuro at first, the glue walls, buying a bit of time and space.
Yeah, managed to go for that revive as well, but the Straw Hats not allowing them to go for this reset. Clean up house. 6 eliminations already going in for that reposition. Aware that somewhere on the other end there, you also have Takuri on the outer side. I don't think he's going to be able to get into the zone. Vitality's on fire right now, already 6 eliminations in the bag. DRS will be eliminated, but he did survive a bit longer. As KD God and off angle will be abused. Another point for them. And KD God doing the most to prolong this run for his team.
Doing more than enough. The only team with a full squad left are the Hornets. Team Vitality denied in game 1, but game 2 solid as a rock. KD God now getting rushed. Koja as the first participant. But this is a team game, so Vitality calls in a full squad, but they're also making sure that they don't give up too much ground. So KD God gets freed up for a while. As shocked as he finds the water off screen, Joel though steals that point away. Seabang now finds Aztec.
Yeah. Now quick reposition, trying to run away with their lives, trying to find a different way, but Koja is on the hunt and chasing. A quick knockdown. Who as well will see the same fate? KD God all alone. What are you gonna do here? A whole team is coming for you. And that's all they can do because Vitality comes here for that booyah. Aggressive as hell.
Gotta deliver a booyah on home soil. In the heart of France, Team Vitality gets that boon. Again, definitely do not want to miss the grand finals, a grand reunion. And in a lobby where you are doubt the Falcon Slayers, you better make good on that name, and indeed they did. I believe 21 eliminations and a booyah, that's gonna be 33 big points. Hornets now in a strong spot, but once more, the Indians and the Bangladeshis, they put up quite the performance here on Bermuda. Straw Hats in top 4, TAG, Total Apex Gaming, Team Apex Gaming. Same situation, KD God doing more than enough, above and beyond to give themselves an extra inch of that survival, of that placement point.
But once again, you can see that Team Falcons is just not slowing down on those eliminations. 21 total they were able to farm up before going down. A similar elimination count to that first map. And again, I think the desk kind of broke it down right about how Team Vitality likes to prioritize placements versus the Falcons that like to prioritize those eliminations. Both teams achieving what they came to do, but at the same time, in terms of where the positions are going to be, you know, out of nowhere, you start to see it. Team Gaming Esports IQ not only take up space, they're loud as heck, they're fighting back, they're shooting back, they're showing us what their region also has to offer coming back to the world stage.
I think, you know, all things considered, I am very happy. I'm delighted with what I'm seeing here. Of course, again, we can't have all of them into the grand finals. I wish we could have. There are going to be winners and losers. Now I'm looking for Gain Dynasty to step back up. There's 2 games of no-show. I'm looking for Aurora Gaming to step back up. They had a better run on Bermuda, but I wish for more. But I also want to see Team Secret really polish that mid-game because they did struggle 2 games in a row in the hands of Team Vitality. But for now, we're going to hand it over to the stage to Carol Bombshell.
Hello everyone, Carol Bombshell here on the stage, and I'm happy to have here with me Pina from Team Falcons, the first champs of AWC 2024. Thanks so much for your time. We are very anxious to hear everything that you have to say for us and to share your insight also with us. Okay, so you start the game really well with a lot of eliminations, and how important it was to get off to a strong start in the survival stage and set the tone for the day.
ก็วันนี้นะฮะออกตัวกันได้อย่างร้อนแรงเลยอย่างทีเดียวเลยนะฮะสำหรับทีม Falcon นะครับผมอยากถามว่ามันมีผลอะไรต่อรูปเกมของวันนี้ที่เหลือไหมฮะ
ก็ดีเลยครับเปิดมาดีก็เดี๋ยวจะทำเรื่อยๆครับสร้างมาตรฐานครับจะเข้ารอบครับไปรอบชิงให้ได้ครับ
Yeah, actually like we are quite satisfied with the result and like since we like coming out like very strong, we kind of try to keep that as a standard. So like we will try to make sure that we qualify for the champions.
Perfect. That's definitely a great strategy. We want to see this kind of things come more from you guys. All right. Before the games, we highlighted your high eliminations versus placement points. Is the lack of high placements in the game something you were concerned about moving forward in the competition, especially given the disappointment result back at AWC 25?
ก็อย่างในปีที่แล้วนะฮะ EDWC 2025 นะฮะฝั่งเราเนี่ยค่อนข้างบอกว่าแบบถึงแม้ว่าเราจะทำ eliminate ไปได้ค่อนข้างเยอะทีเดียวนะฮะแล้วก็ point ค่อนข้างเยอะแต่ว่าเราก็ไม่ได้ไปถึงใฝ่ฝันนะฮะรู้สึกยังไงบ้างครับ
ก็ปีที่แล้วก็ผิดหวังครับแต่ปีนี้ก็จะทำให้เต็มที่ครับจะไม่ผิดหวังเหมือนปีที่แล้ว
Yeah, last year to be honest, it's quite disappointed for all of us, but this year it will not be the same. We will try our best to claim the trophy and claim the glory back for Falcons.
Amazing. That's probably a really good answer. For us to finish, I really have this really one good question right now. Please be honest with me. Which one of these teams here today on stage with you, that shared the stage with you, you wouldn't like to see reach in the grand finals?
คำถามสุดท้ายนะครับผมทีมที่เราเจอในวันนี้เนี่ยในรอบ Survival เนี่ยฮะทีมไหนที่เราไม่อยากเจอให้อยากให้เขาเข้าไปในรอบแชมเปี้ยนมากที่สุดครับ
ก็เป็น BTR แล้วกันครับ
Yeah, probably gonna be BTR.
Ooh. Okay, Pina, you gave me the right answers. Thanks so much for your time. We wish you the best luck in the next matches, and we want to see a lot more from Team Falcons. Thanks so much, guys. You heard enough here, and we are back in the studio.
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion.
Seven, I accept your challenge with Neptune, but I need an expert. My name is Lucifer and I've got Carol Bombshell, the Brazilian golfing expert, to take this challenge on.
Wait, Lucifer and Carol Godshell.
We got it, guys. It's going to be us taking the leaderboard. Now, are you ready with Carol? Let's start? Okay, come here. Let's get it started. We'll play golf and we're going to beat the rest. Let's start. There you go, 10 seconds. Come on, Carol. Let's go. Ooh, almost feels like a gunslinger right now. Let's go. Yes, you got it. We have to get it close, Carol. We practiced, you know this. You got this. Yes, feels like it. Yes, hit this side. Yeah, it looks good. Hit this side as we practiced. You know, we did this already. Hit. Go for it. Ooh, nice swing.
Oh my gosh.
That is closest. Oh my God, let's go.
There we go.
That's what we needed. We got you. We're the best. We're the best here.
Yes, we did it. Oh my gosh, it's your turn right now, okay? So, I did it. I trust you. You are the man. You got this. We're gonna humiliate them.
Everyone, we got it.
Okay. You go, man. Wait.
Oh, that's so.
Let's go. Can I push the button?
Yes.
Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it then. Okay? Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm with you, Lucifer. Let's go. You got this, man. We gotta win this. Oh my gosh, you gotta prove we are the best. Whoa. No way! Oh my gosh. See? We are the best!
We are the best.
All right. Guys, I'm not gonna say this on camera, but don't say a word anymore. If you want to say something, say Lucifer and Carol Godshell.
Okay.
Can we talk about that for a second? You were amazing. What the hell?
That is me and Carol Godshell doing golf and taking over all of you.
Calm down there, Vitality, okay? Because right now, that's exactly what you guys were looking like. 99 scores? Are you we need to go back and check that machine. Something that we don't have to check is if Vitality is going to show up, because they're definitely showing up. They started off really slow, Neptune, but the one thing that we really noticed with Vitality is they're using a new skill.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm really loving that the plan is to go aggressive. Up close and personal on a 4v4 with that array skill, Bond of Eclipse, they can spot anyone up close. And this is rare. Especially in this kind of stage. It's rare to see that kind of active skill being used right now, and I think Grizzjaw has a lot in his playbook.
I 100% agree to that, Neptune, because it's not a skill that we've seen anybody use, right? Especially with stakes as such of survival. Only 4 teams make it, and Vitality pull off something like that. Unbelievable.
21 elimination points, but can we also talk about Koja though? I mean, that boy literally saved the day. Just looking back into the first game, Koja was the one to bail them out of the whole secret situation, right? Well, before they got taken out by S8UL, but still, Koja was there to save the day. And now, I think this boy is definitely someone to watch out for.
I'm just looking at the match standings earlier from page 1. By the way, in Gun Dynasty, what the heck is going on? We'll talk about you a little bit later. But 33 points for Vitality. If I'm not mistaken, Neptune, I know you were keeping track of this earlier. Is that the record so far right now?
Well, it's close to the record. In terms of elimination, it could have been. If that was elimination, it could have been the record already. But again, these teams are just trying to get on those aggressive push. The game style right now, from what we're seeing, is just chasing the opponent. And another team that Vitality has been meeting up so often, even from game 1 up until game 2, is Team Secret. And at some point, we thought Team Secret's going to win that rush, especially in Kalahari. Well, Team Vitality, or I would say Vitality, just beat them.
Now, Conchita, I know you love the Indonesian squad. I know you love Vitality. One thing that we do have to point out that I feel like the confidence is quite there. We saw Vitality just driving by, and I believe it was Leon that shot at them, and they were forced to engage, and it ended up being a total of about 4 teams fighting in one spot.
Yeah, because actually what I see from the players is that they were trying to do it a more, I don't know, they were kind of trying to wait till the right moment come, but that's not really the case when we talk about game 2. So they had to change the strategy. They have to adapt. And of course, with the amount of talents that the individual players have, I think it is something that's not quite of a challenge for Vitality, right, Neptune?
I do agree. I mean, other than Koja, there's also Sibank. Like, more of information is being gathered by the teams. And I'm loving the roster they have right now. It seems like, again, despite of losing out, just very, very close. In the first 2 days, they are now trying to get that reign. And even against Team Falcons, like Team Vitality right now is leading.
How about Falcons, though? What an amazing start out of Falcons in game 1. We saw an insane amount of eliminations as well, because this is the 2 squads. I mean, it's like we know what we're doing here with the PS5 story of the day earlier on. We were talking about Falcons, we were talking about Vitality, and both teams ended up showing up, especially Falcons in that first game.
Well, Falcons did show up. They did get the points. They're sitting at the top, but there's one team that got the game number 1, right? Total Gaming. Now, for them to get it on the survival stage, game number 1, get that booyah going on, is a right direction for not just them, but all the other Indian teams. And you just saw Tag what they did in game number 2. Getting 14 eliminations, KD got surviving till the very last. That tells you the caliber that these guys are packing. And that is the reason when we were having this discussion earlier, I was like, hey, I think there is one team that's going to make it through. But it's going to be difficult. But what if both you mentioned?
I mean, it came down to KD God there towards the end. Surviving, making sure that he was just sneaky about it. Didn't go after anybody. Played out that wonderfully. And while I have you here, just in case, Lucifer, I get to see you here because I know you're going to be casting later on.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
It's time for you to decide. Earlier, we heard Tag saying that they were going to end up being in 3rd place. They're currently playing like that might be the case. Is that what's going to happen? Are we going to maybe possibly end up with 2 Indian squads going to the finals?
Yeah, as I said, right? Whether it's going to be 1 or 2, 1 is what I have a high hope on. You can clearly see off how game number 1 went. Aztec performing. Mafia, this is something that Mafia needs to for the team. That's where the pillar stands. While Aztec might call the shots, it's Mafia getting it through. On the other end, in game number 2, you ended up seeing KD God. He's the pillar for the team. These both snipers playing that game to perfection, surviving for the team, and playing the long range, especially for communication, is giving the right direction for both the teams. And I believe, as you asked the question, there is a possibility that we see, because they've read in the very first game and second game, you can clearly see they know the rotations, especially of the South Asian teams, and now they're reading even into the Southeast Asian teams that are trying to compete with them.
We'll get a chance to discuss that even more later on, but right now, that overall ranking, you can see right there in first place, Team Vitality, Team Falcons, Team Apex Gaming, and Total Gaming with that amazing performance from earlier on. Don't forget, if you're just tuning in, if you for some reason missed the beginning of the show, the top 4 teams will be moving on to the finals tomorrow. The rest, their keys will be crushed. I'm looking at 6th place because we have to shout out an outstanding performance from Shocked. He was carrying the squad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for the first time we saw them, he was just getting all the elimination for the team. Straw Hats, this is something that we want to see, but we really didn't expect, especially on this kind of level. But you know the theme of the day right now is to survive. And, well, how are we going to survive? Take out your opponents.
Next map is Nextera, and honestly, I'm just so excited to see how it's going to be like between Fatality and, of course, Falcons, because if we're talking about rivalry, these two are very similar, and I think that is exactly what makes it interesting. Like, they have the same rotations, even drop zones. So yeah, I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen in the next map.
Well, let's see though. You're talking about the next map, Nextera. One team has been on the high right now once we are jumping in Nextera.
Yep.
I don't want to mention the name, but they're from Malaysia.
Any guesses, Conchita?
I knew it. It starts with an A, I think, and also ends with an A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Husky over there on the desk.
Yeah.
He'll be like Neptune.
Scream louder, Husky. We can't hear you. Oh, that Aurora. Thank you, Husky.
I've really got a way of like saying their name. I don't want to jinx them again. I want them to first.
We said it for you.
Yeah, we said it for you. We got this. Don't worry about it. But there's one thing I do want to point out. We were talking about the South Asian teams, right? Not just India. India, yes, sitting at the top for the time being. But the South Asian teams, they are also troubling the lobby. And especially one to add on is going to be DRS. They're having a really good start. And that start might mess up for some teams to close it out and to get to the top 4.
I mean, a good start, it depends on what you look at it as a good start for that squad, especially when you compare with some of the performances that we have seen from some of the other top squads. A team that's actually not having a good start, and you know what, because I'm kind of disappointed right now with what's going on with this squad. Conchita, talk to me about Gun Dynasty.
I am so disappointed. I mean, you are not the only one, because I actually have quite a high hopes when it comes to Gun Dynasty. I mean, we've seen what they are able to do, and we are hoping and praying and crossing our fingers that somehow they can bring that spirit back. We haven't seen that yet. We don't know what is exactly happening to them now, but if we were to, analyze Neptune, what do you think is the biggest problem?
It is more of Benel just carrying the squad. Like, he's always the one remaining after everyone falls in this gunfight. So if he would just be if everyone out of Gun Dynasty will be relying on Benel, then that would be the case. That will be the scenario overall. If he gets eliminated, especially in the early parts of the game, where a lot of teams are still available, then he will be a target by a lot.
He is already being a target, and you could see he's been forced to use his skill, that is stealth bites, every time he has to run away just to get that revive. That tells you of how much pressure he's under. But along that lines, I think when we were talking about Gun Dynasty, the team who made it to the top from LATAM, that's going to be Lion, they are slowly picking up. Games King or Games King, I really like. This is the form I wanted to see from day one of our group stages, but it did not happen. Maybe in the survival stages, they take away the chance, because day 2's end, Lion were almost about to bring in. It was only the day 1 points missing that did not give them the top 4.
Well, let's see if it's going to be the top teams just continuing to dominate, or maybe we're going to get some surprises here. You won't see all of us until after match 4. But for now, enjoy the rest of the games, because it's going to be packed with action if the previous 2 matches were anything to tell. And also, Husky, Tash Bunny, thank you so much for screaming Aurora for us.
You are welcome, my dear panelists. Yes, the sacred A word that Neptune shall not name ever since after day one. But I have the right to say it, right? We're from Malaysia. We should be cheering for Aurora Gaming, who have picked up a pace just a little bit onto Bermuda. But there are some picking up that needs to be done for teams like Gun Dynasty, who hasn't really gotten anything going just yet. For teams, to a certain degree, I would say Team Secret, I want to see a bit more from them. Lion as well, you know, they got to the final circle. That one was probably the best we've seen so far. But as we head into Nextera, this is where my eyes will be on Team Vitality to take it all again.
You know what's really interesting as well, when you look at this team in particular, Vitality somehow has cracked the code of not only just going for placement points, but also eliminations as well. And it feels very natural because these fights that are coming in from the beginning of the game all the way till later. It's very different than before, where they are going to be having a bit more of a quiet fight and showing their hand maybe toward the last few circles. But now they're saying, bring out all the guns, because not only do we have to make it all the way till the end, but perhaps this will also give us a big advantage to allow us to make some mistakes as we go throughout the entirety of the day. And after all, it is going to be a 10-map per day. You have to be able to survive this long, as Joel will be the one to open things up here against the Straw Hats. And the Straw Hats, this is not the start that they wanted to see.
I was just about to bring up a point that Lucifer mentioned earlier on, that the South Asian teams could really shift the tides of the round. They could be the reason why some of these teams don't finish top 4. Team Vitality, again, we say that Nextera is one of the maps, Solaris is one of the maps that they are very skilled at. And even Neptune brought out Coach Chris Joe, definitely has more in his pockets. He has deeper pockets than we think. This Ray from Koja has been quite the menace, right? In game 1 on Kalahari, he played the usual Aurora Vision from the Koda. Now Koja, instead of the Koja Koda, we get the Koja Ray. And in a close combat situation, it is incredibly strong to use. Get them knocked out when you hit the threshold in HP. The STC replay tells us a good story as well, that Straw Hats didn't really stand a chance against Vitality.
Here comes Benel as well. He's always been the last person standing. The desk did bring him up there. How he's able or needs to make magic. He's always the last person alive. And, you know, somehow in this situation, it feels like it's a tale as old as time. Right now, most of his team also have gone again. Now, the rest of TAG still hasn't been able to finish him out quite yet. So if things go well, if he is left alone, they could go for that reset. And really hoping that his team will be able to come into game a bit stronger as well. After all, recovery is so important. Not just recovery, but also being able to stabilize. Now, the same could be said about DRS, as Alu, as well as TEC, brings just being able to come back here. Falcons, this time around, a bit slower. Did try to take those early fights, but Straw Hats not on happen. I think they want to just take away the space and go full all in on the Falcons.
I mean, you stir the Falcons' nest, you better be ready for retaliation. TG learned the hard way, strolling into the Lions' den, losing 2 of their members off the get-go. But I think Total Gaming Esports IQ still have members lurking around, and Wako is going to find him very quickly. Wota, the one who bailed his team out of danger the first time they met. Now we have to face off again. The P90 in hand, subpar weapon, but enough in close range. As backup comes through, unfortunately no confirmation there. Wota perishes.
Did try to be able to secure that point before, the rest of Lion come by. Unfortunately for him, a bit too slow. The hesitation cost him there. As for the rest of the team here, the Falcons still very much online, but Vitality also joining in on the fight against the Straw Hats and them somewhere close by. You can start to see the Hornets super active, moving on the map, moving on the area, joining in whenever the sounds are super loud, when the sounds of the gunfire are here as well.
This time, Aurora Gaming playing it slightly slower around mud site. There is a potential to rotate to Decker Square if they need more time, or straight to Boxing Gym where DRS has nested in. Joe receiving some gunfire. It's them and Falcons. Again, even the theme of the day at the start of the show, our host pointed it out, it's going to be the battle of the Falcons, and Limit this time. It's going to show Joel how it's done. Out in the open, the Retiradum gets the job done pretty quickly.
But they swarm him.
Yeah. I mean, Vitality didn't really commit fully to this, right? It's
Yeah.
just a poke and prod. Lose Joel, sure. The rest of the Vitality players already out of that area. So low commitment move there. Lion, we under pressure. TAG definitely want some payback after game 2.
Yeah, the Lion are really paying for it right now. Chunk down, HP so very low, and the pressure coming in from the entirety of the team is a bit
Nice
hard to
one.
work with. Nice shots coming in from Sahil Jat as well. Gamesky knocked down Hacks as well. Stolen away by that nade. And for the rest of the final member there, well, it's gonna be Joker all alone running away with his life. This guy is good. I mean, he's able to steal away a few points, but we want him to be able to not only bring back his team into the game, also survive as well. And it's gonna be a long trek for him.
And it's a good time to bring up the fact that Team Apex Gaming, even though they haven't gotten a booyah today, but they are second in terms of, well, third in terms of the total placement points. But if you add on the accumulated elimination point, they're actually in second right now based on the system. Team Falcons getting another straggler, so that makes it 6 for them. I believe there's a rotation coming in. Straw Hats unfortunately perishes right out in the circle. Even for GD, still looking for a way back into this game. Aurora runs into Team Secret, who has been quite the challenge for them during the group stage, as Aurora are constantly haunted by Team Secret. The way that Vitality has shut down Team Secret so far.
Team Secret trying to find a nice angle here to go out there in the open as Aurora just keep them boxed inside of the compound. But for now, it's all about trying to break down those blue walls first before coming outside. I'm worried about the choke area as well if that were to happen.
Yep.
They're now out in the open there, gonna have to take away the space from Aurora. Jun forced to move away here. They keep themselves barricaded inside. Blue walls also just strengthened up here as well. Aurora crossed through, Arjun takes a bit of chip damage. They tried to rally back, but the crossfires and choke coming in from Team Secret. A bit too much to work with. And not only they get the eliminations, but also being able to bring the teammates back into the game. A great start by Team Secret on this map.
Valiant effort there, honestly, from Aurora. But unfortunately didn't expect the grenade launcher to be brought in by Team Secret. So quite the disadvantage. Aurora Gaming will have to find that reset for now. Axel bailing away. This is sort of what was written in the stars at the start of the game, looking at how Aurora Gaming chose to drop to mud side and the trajectory to the circle. There, we did speak about the possibility of them going to boxing gym, but instead of DRS, they find Team Secret nested there. Sort of an unfortunate situation, but not all hope is lost. Falcons now up against TG. You see utilities being tossed. They need to get on fire out of it, flush him out from this high ground. Shanky inching forward. There's a backstab angle on fire, still hanging on well, but Shanky good on the numbers there.
Looks like Kiroro is keeping a good eye out, but this time around they do not want to mess with this. Gonna let that go, gonna just move away as well. They're super aggressive today, they're not stopping that from happening. But in this situation, you just really gotta cut your losses, be able to just bring yourselves back into the game and then just go aggressive one more time. So TG there, Aztec got knocked down. And GD this time around already 2 eliminations. I would say they're surviving a little bit longer than the previous 2 maps earlier, but definitely not the usual fire and tempo that we saw them playing in the last 2 days.
Yep, definitely need a bit more out of GD. Both in placements and eliminations. And that's sort of the challenge you have to face as a first-timer on the big stage. You come in swinging on day 1, you better be able to adapt because everyone else will. And I think that is the current issue, right? Teams have sort of read the moves of GD. It's getting harder and harder for them to kind of use the same playbook.
Here we go, Rahat. That's a bit of damage now. Zayil Jan somehow managing to turn things around with one singular shot.
Very good stuff from TAG. Lucifer was right. Day 1 is going to be it's going to be slower, but when they pick things up on day 2, they continue to carry that momentum into the survival stage. Lion getting a 9 point here, finding S8UL's Jack. Now taking over Zipway, there is the boat maker being called in. You have Falcons waiting in the wings as well. And this is also another rivalry that has formed in the survival stage. It's not just Falcons against Vitality, it's also Falcons against Lion. The 3 big beasts taking on each other, But I feel like Lion shouldn't be looking to take Falcons out actively. And Joker will be on the flank. Now Falcons might have to deal with TG.
It's just as we noted. Gives away the game. Binoculars. And now for the rest of Falcons, I am curious to see how exactly they're going to be doing. They are 2 bodies short in this fight, so could potentially be overwhelmed. And on top of that as well, if you look at the rotations there, the Falcons are moving away. Lion is just pressuring them. I'm pretty sure they managed to steal away a pickoff. I'm not too sure whether or not it was Troll that took it away or not, since S8UL just slowly moving around the area. And now, on fire, goes down, and the Falcons eliminated early. You can hear how excited the crowd is below, since it does give a bit more space and less of a worry to the whole entire lobby.
Wow, Lion, that is going to hurt a little bit for the Falcons. We even heard in an earlier interview that Falcons admitted that yes, last year's run was a disappointing one, but they have a promise to keep. That they want to bring it back this year. Still some chances. They're still our favorite team to make it through today. We've reserved a slot for Falcons in the grand finals, but if a team wrestles it away, they're gonna earn the recognition of everyone else. Aurora managing to fully recover. Same for Titan Gaming Club. Starting to get messy. 11 minutes in, 10 teams left. And even a circle, plenty of open area to work with.
Yeah, I was about to say that as well. But the compounds, majority of them had already been taken away. There's space for S8UL though to come in toward that northern side of where Vitality is currently holding. Now, for TEC, just waiting the wings as well. DRS putting in the pressure to the members of Team Secret, keeping them away for now. Hoping to see whether or not can play some chip damage. If one knock does happen, just know that they're going to be collapsing if possible. As Aurora rushes forward, TEC in trouble. Neja takes a bit of chip damage, but Aurora's push is going to be delayed by these blue walls. But for now, they are going to get completely chunked. Space taken away by TEC here. Kutush winning the wings. Rehat does manage to drop down another glue wall. And I just feel that Aurora is just breaking through unlimited amounts of space. Blade takes a lot of damage here. May have been more than he can chew. Knocked down. And as for the rest of the team now, Azriel gets one more. TEC, 2 more players back. Nejat brought back into the game. Lion wants to join in as well. Hash on the outer side has been knocked down here. The shots are good. Lion waiting, very, very patient. As for TEC, they're being crunched.
This is going to be a tough one because Lion was the one to set it up. Games King, round the corner there. 2 teams at once, not a problem. Lion roaring to life here. 14 eliminations, and count that number out. TEC have been wiped out. Aurora, they're going to come in and make something happen. Make the best out of this mess. But we have a 4th team arriving. It's S8UL.
We're waiting for quite some time as well here. Lion decides to slow it down. Aurora somehow managing to reset their whole entire team, but they're boxed in, forced to break in those blue walls. But Lion, Joker still on the outer side, caught out in the open. Zeus was ready for him. A double kill for Aurora, 4 eliminations already. Now for the next part here is going to be S8UL. The shots are true. Lion barely alive, eliminated quickly as Azriel will be the one to take him away. The rest of S8UL, will be able to make a little bit of space away from Aurora, and they're just waiting things out.
Can Aurora find that conversion here? They managed to get a bit of a breathing room. Again, Aurora not overheating. Very good discipline. Tro is going to start feeling the heat, but Aurora back into the building with the blue zone closing in. Azriel could open it on a jack. Didn't know the numbers now. Lock Soul out of the exit. Bunny wants to put up a good fight, but Aurora steadfast. A triple given over. And S8UL are out. TAG on the radar. Vitality wiping out Total Gaming Esports IQ.
They were so aggressive with it as well. There were just so many fights happening all around the map. And the Hornets, you can start to see them swarming toward the right side of that circle. Being sure to cross through these buildings, hoping to see whether or not there's any stragglers. Also getting a bit more space. Now for TAG, finds the last few members of Aurora. Unfortunate situation, but definitely a better run for this team as Vitality turns their attention to DRS.
And I gotta say, TAG, another great rotation. They preemptively use the Dinoculars to scan out their next move towards the western side of the earlier save zone. They rotated it, and now you look at the overview. They are in the best spot to have a chance to get a booyah. third for them on the world stage, including the one from the group stages.
Was sharp as heck as well, but TAG will be the one who goes huge here, completely wiping out the members of DRS.
Oh, this is so good for TAG.
But now TS is just stuck inside of the compound. Yes, they can just fortify their space, but there's not a lot of space to work in. One nade will be able to completely chunk them down. And in fact, they are getting completely crunched by GD as well. A deeper run for this team compared to the beginning of the day. And they're making sure they don't get knocked out so quickly. CPEC, a lot of damage taken, barely alive right now. One more for Hwang M is enough. No, able to recover his life. And HP finally knocked down here, but Nell ready for it, steals him away. But TAG that goes huge, wiping out GD.
Like I said, TAG have the best shot right now. They got the read so well, and even the circle shift benefits them. Riptide Rhythm out of the defenses of Vitality gone down. KD gone with the shot. And Sahil Judd fights Hwang Am as well. Team Secret in the rough spot. And TAG are feeling it. They're going for Secret as Vitality pokes it for the exit.
Sahil Judd just putting in the pressure to the members of Vitality. One member gone down already. But decides against it. Gonna go for a nice shot too. And shot knocked down already. The members of TS are limping right now. PLS1 will follow suit from the members of TAG. Hwang M brought back into the game, barely alive. But the pressure and crossfire coming in from TAG is too much to deal with. The walls completely get broken. Tikui alone in this situation and fed it to Shoto. Another point, 19 in limbs.
Can they get Sauja back up to make it a fair 4v4? But here comes the Hornet. TAG, they've been in this spot multiple times. And they're looking to do it again. Shoto leads the charge, 19 points. The Hornets falling under the force of TAG. And they do it again. Are you proud, India? Team Apex Gaming with their Booyah in the survival stage and the third in Paris.
Crazy work coming in from TAG. Positioning was good, and it was so methodical how they take each one of these fights. Every call was just phenomenal, being able to just take it step by step. And finally, in the end, taking down the Giants is a statement in itself.
India having a field day today. First, it was Total Gaming Esports IQ, and now Team Apex Gaming. They've done it again, man. All those years of waiting has finally paid off on one of the grandest of stage. Make that 4 Booyahs for the region.
Crazy work, and what a way to just really make an entrance to your comeback back to the big stage. And it just feels like what AJ said, today is a day where you really cannot count anyone out. In the beginning just now, we had our favorites. We had the Falcons and Vitality taking 2 spots. But now, with this speed, with this aggression coming through, perhaps we might just all be wrong.
We could be wrong, honestly. I was talking to Lucifer on the way here, and I was like, hey, what do you think about the chances of TAG? Because I think they have a good chance of making it through. I think TAG really have what it takes. And I think he agrees, right? Obviously, we had some discussion about how much of a problem TAG is going to pose to some of the front runners here. And he feels like... And that's the best punchline I've said. Bees into Vitality replay. The Bees got taken down. The Hornets dispatched. But yes, maybe they are going to pose as one of the roadblocks for the other South Asian teams because they know each other too well. But based on what we've seen in game 2 and 3 specifically, I'm looking forward for TAG to get into the finals, if anything.
Yeah, you can't help but just get so excited for them. The energy was just so loud. If you guys are here in the arena, every time they get elimination, every time they get a team wipeout, they just completely go loud and it just shakes the entirety of the space. 34 total points with 22, matching up with the stats that we saw from Falcons in the beginning of the day.
Absolutely, and even when Game 3 started, I believe that TAG were actually 3rd in the overall standings. Now I feel like they could be first by the end of this, right? I'm 99% sure that they are going to be first. But we'll let our statistician do the confirmation because I think the teams, they're going to take a breather. So we are going to be back in just a little bit for more survival stage Free Fire action.
Garena Free Fire requires a high level of artistry. So today, we are going to be testing our Team Secret's capability, their creativity in how good they are at art. Nan7 is going to be our very brave rusher. His job is to draw the character of his choosing. The rest of his team members will have to, first of all, guess which character that is, and second of all, give him a score of 1 to 10. Let's go. You've got 3 minutes. I assure you it's not a stick man. Oh no, it is a stick man. Okay. Okay?
Done, yeah.
Okay?
Done.
All right. I'm sure it's very easy to guess. Come on, guys. You should know this.
Yes.
Okay. What's your score? So easy to guess and you only give him 3.5, 2, 1?
Based on beautiful.
Pangam, are you ready?
Okay.
Confident?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Má hồi xưa tao đi học tao ghé với môn vẽ luôn. Tao muốn có môn vẽ, tao ghé môn vẽ mới lên. Tao phải môn vẽ lắm trời.
So obviously, you guys can't be too harsh with them, okay? They've only got 3 minutes to do this.
Okay.
Look at that. Can you guys guess who that is? Ignis?
Trưởng từ chớp. Tatsuya.
Yes, it is Tatsuya. Okay, now how many points? Not too bad at all, not too bad. Okay, Tikui.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you watch these videos on the internet and they're drawing something weird. It doesn't look anything like the final product, and then they flip over the canvas and boom, you've got some artistic stuff there. This is not that. Okay, Chikui, your time is up. That's 3 minutes.
Capella.
Capella? No.
Moko.
Moko? No.
Nikita.
No.
Tao chịu luôn á. Này nha, là còn đẹp gì đây có Moko nè, Nikita nè, Suzy nè. Có gì? Kashi.
Say yeah. Yes. Okay. Give him some marks. I see a 0.25 there, man. I did not even know we can go down to the decimals. Okay. Ready? You can start now.
Tao biết cái gì. Rồi, biết luôn rồi. Yeah, now.
It took less than 10 seconds.
Đoán đây. Vô công. 10 out of 10.
7.25, I'll take that, man. Okay, good job. So we clearly have the winner of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're back here with the Mustachioed Brothers. And you know what? India is absolutely killing it on the battlefield today. I mean, I cannot know exactly how they are manifesting everything, but Lucifer, things are getting done in the best way possible for the region.
In the very best. And you mentioned this yesterday, Chak De India, and it's almost happening here.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. 34 total points is what they ended up bringing to themselves, and that was very much crucial. That puts the right strides for the ship of India, as well as Team Apex Gaming. They made it possible. Got 2 booyahs, even Husky was mentioning. In a total, if you add Total Gaming for India, it's 4 booyahs. That's a big and phenomenal stuff to do at EWC 26 Paris.
Quite a consistent run today for the squad, but a team that's not having a great start here is Gun Dynasty. We saw how well they did on day 1. The mechanical supremacy of that squad definitely got proven on that day, but day 2 on survival stage, they just survived off of whatever they got on day 1, right? Today, we barely see them on that leaderboard. I'm expecting them to rise up in a little bit, but let's see exactly what Husky and Tosh Bunny think of that.
Oh my gosh, everything has been so high energy here. We're seeing the Titans getting challenged, and now we're already at the 4th map of the day. Can you believe it, Husky?
I want to say I cannot, but yes, I can. Well, guess what? We still have a lot more to go through. We are closing in on the halfway point. In game number 4, it is going to be another map where the Hornets are looking to take some big points away. It is going to be none other than Solara. And we also did say that by the end of match 3, high chance that TAG are going to be first on the leaderboard, and I think we're correct. I think TAG now are at the top, and can you believe it? India qualifying in the grand finals on survival in top slot. I can't wait to see them pull that lever and crush the remaining 8 keys. But you know, I don't want to keep being too hopeful. I want to see the results play out. The point difference aren't that far apart as of now, but there's a clear discrepancy from top 2 and the rest.
I mean, it is, after all, a very long day, right? I mean, we're only about to hit that halfway point, which is honestly insane, because yesterday we saw moments where, you know, toward the halfway point, teams just start to switch it up, go completely crazy. I'm talking about you, Twisted Minds. And now you look at DRS up against TEC. Both teams aware of where each other might be here, but no one really wants to start off this fight quite yet. Perhaps trying to get a bit of information where anyone might be here, but again, it's too early to just really go in for this all-outs. But speaking of all-out fights here, Nil going huge up against Games King, moves away. You don't want to make a mistake against this particular player.
Absolutely not. See if Nil can win this out. He does have the mini Uzi. The bit of a fire ray, boy.
Movement.
Almost. Bit too close for comfort. That's 3 for Straw Hats. The only Bangladeshi team that got a Booyah so far on the stage. And that was yesterday. And it's also the Booyah, the golden Booyah that sent them into survival stage, just slightly edging out the 11th spot team, which was our Ali. So far, we're still waiting for some magic for Straw Hats, but there have been some signs of life. The panel talked about Shock being the hard carry, and he's still putting his name on the feed. Extroff, not wanting to miss out, gets himself 2-piece.
Yeah, and DRS will be the one taking the shorter off end of the stick here, With only 2 members left, need to be able to survive. Now, TAG, you can hear how loud the crowd is below. You know some stuff is happening somewhere in the wings, and I'm excited to see what exactly happened there. But for the rest of the Straw Hats now currently in the lead, hot in this lobby. And as for the rest of the teams as well, we saw Team Secret have a bit of action as Aurora is going to try and take away the space from S8UL. The other 2 members still alive and decided they don't want to have anything to do with Team Aurora. And for good reason. Now, Zeus coming forward here away, going to be able to spot out some of the members of this team. But no movement yet. But now they rush through forward. Was not expecting a crossfire coming in for SAUL. Zeus, bit more than Joe can chew. Decides to challenge, nor being able to come out up in the end against Osriel. And now Zeus as well will fall. Aurora, they started to have a good start earlier, but now it's just a quiet one once again.
And another early conflict that they were not able to overcome. A lot of times we look at Zeus and the Axel as sword in the shoe, but today it seems like the shoe isn't holding. So Axel again left to his own devices to bring this back, but it's about to run into Team Secret. Long-time rival. Hong crosses paths with him. More than enough time for Axel to get the revive in.
It's not really
blessing in disguise, honestly.
Now coming through forward as well. The Lightning Zone is online as Team Secret just quickly rush forward there. Joel doing Joel things, finds Nejat quickly and takes him away. Quickly brought back into the game. Aggression not stopping from Team Secret here. 2 elims already and decides to clean up house because Lion now in trouble. 2 teammates as well going to fall as quickly. Once again, Joker, the last person standing. And Team Secret, once they want that space, well, you cannot try and wrestle it away from them.
I think one of the, I wouldn't want to use the term underdog, but one of the teams that a lot of people are really looking forward to have a monstrous performance today. We have agreed on this Lion, right?
Right.
So far, it's a no-show. Aside from Game 2, I think that was the best we've seen. I mean, Game 3 was also okay, but I think it's that inconsistency that, you know, sows the seed of doubt. It's Extra and gun down Rahat trying to huddle around the corner there, but not against Bunny.
No, but they're in trouble because Vitality is coming online here as well. Troll knocked down already here. But Bunny gonna try and move away. Seabank in his sights, but immediately the Valiant Rush takes down his defenses and they rush through and knock him down. But SAUL gonna try and rally back here. 6 eliminations already. But gonna be forced to move away as DRS also in the area.
They're actually doing a very good job standing up to Team Vitality. And now the ray comes through, the bottom of Eclipse in favor of Team Vitality. Koja is down though. Sebang might be looking to back off and reposition with the stealth bites. And the Boatmaker, unfortunately, ending up forcing both S8UL and Vitality away. Bunny trying to cut down the glue wall and into the gun barrel of Alu. DRS intervening and getting themselves their third.
Just really hunkering down, waiting for time. But Joel, you do not want to show your head into his peripheral vision. But now TAG decides that they want more. The Hornets will be hunted down. And Koja not able to hold on. Joel will be the one to run away with his life. Shoto, he's been doing phenomenal. Call it a family buff if you want. Top performer for his team here.
Into stealth mode.
That's the superstar that India has been waiting for on that world stage. 3 days in a row, Shoto has been the consistent factor, the constant variable that allows Total Apex Gaming to show up in the darkest of times. They might not see them at the best a couple months ago, but right now there's no doubt that TAG is the trendsetter. 72 points at the start of this game, but with those eliminations, it's definitely only going to go up. And Vitality being crippled and forced to hard reset as well. Team Apex Gaming, they're gonna have a very good shot of extending the lead. But they are on the southeastern side of the map. I believe they use the binoculars and scan out one of the Aurora members, which is Axel. And now I want to see if TAG are gonna move up north first, because that's where they might run into Vitality again. But instead, Apex, they run into Aurora.
Yeah, and Zeus now in trouble. The rest of the team completely collapsing. June barely alive right now. Being one with the tree, surviving for quite some time here, but you know TAG, once they put in that damage and that space, they do not let go. Movement is seen. Shoto as well as teammate rushing forward here from 2 different angles, forced out in the open. Defenses falling, gets that final shot. June, well, that's no more than you can do here. 13 eliminations already. TAG also trying to show us that they too are the Reapers on this map.
This is a team that's feeling themselves. They're having a lot of fun, they're having a good time, and they're having a great game. The Axel once more sent on the run, this time with no vending machines in sight. Stroex picked off. Tikui actually getting tagged from 10 miles away. The glue wall's gone down, Riptide Rhythm. Too dangerous for Team Secret to linger around for too long, and PLS1 will try to look for a bailout angle here. As Lion pushes forward into Team Secret, I think they might be forced to fight back.
Yeah, Henshan's already back into the game as well. And speaking of that, Lion, final member running away with his life, somehow surviving here. PLS1 trying to make a good situation out of a bad one. Pratik will be the one to fall. 9 eliminations already. They've been hanging around this area for quite some time, catching so many rotators here on top of being able to wipe out almost a whole team. Alu forced to give away that space, hoping that he doesn't get hunted down by this team. Takes a bit of chip damage as Stroex also close by. If timing is good, could be able to snag another point onto the last member of Lions.
And Excel's expedition. Again, the adventures paid off again, bringing its whole team back. A third chance in this game. Lion, unfortunately, after the early encounter with Team Secret, came out on the battered end. There's a vending machine nearby, but they are DRS members. And unfortunately, the Skylar, not really the best character for you to sneak into these areas. Takuri also bringing his teammates back. DRS might be sticking around here for just a little while at Studio.
A lot of teams barely inside the zone as well. Really just taking their time, and for good reason there. Just see a bit of a struggle coming in for Vitality, but TAG from the southern side, a lot of space to work with. Good timing.
And TAG are on the ball with the rotation today, man. Vitality is still down 1 and having to face up against Falcons. So far, the head-to-head is 2-2. Well, 2-1. I think in favor of Vitality. Let's see if Falcons can tie it up now with the man advantage, but also have to be careful that S8UL could find a couple of pickoffs. In fact, Joel, who is far away from his frontline digs, found the Aurora members, and Axel, he's hitting back. Sebang The double sniper of Team Vitality paying off big time.
Yeah, and it's really good because they're just so aware. If you don't get the instant elimination, that it's over for you because your position's been noted. On fire, barely alive, but brought back into the game. And Vitality tries to make things work. Dix was the one who was cornered. But the Valiant Rush gives away his position and game. Out there in the open, you can't do much against a double player hold.
I believe Joe went down to the blue zone, so unfortunately Zebang is going to be forced to get that revive. And there's a vending machine nearby where he is, so not a problem there. He also has the Steffi ability card. It can help them to do utilities if they make it later stage. So Falcons free themselves up in this compound. The circle closes in just slightly northwest side of TV Tower, but again, a lot of open areas.
Look at TAG right now already with 13 eliminations, truly marking themselves as the Reaper. And this is interesting because the slowdown is happening. We saw the first few games coming in today, the first few maps, very, I would say, aggressive from almost beginning to end. But this time around, everyone's just being so cautious about this final few circles here. But Team Secret wants to break the noise. Wota immediately knocked down quickly. And now they are hunting for more. Positions noted. Shanky tries to bide his time, moves away, cannot use any utility either. So Tikoy should be able to just pick him off. And they want more. The rest of TG want nothing to do with this. Rushes forward into the arms of GD. Not going to be a better option either in this situation.
Yeah, Aztec delivered himself into Gun Dynasty, and Vanel will gladly take that, but still Mafia able to bring him back. We did say one of the key figures of TG is Mafia, and he is still around. Koja getting chased now. As Team Secret, they look for round 3 to right the wrongs of what has happened in the past few games. But unfortunately, still do not have the position. Diggs quick on the movement. And once more Vitality outsmart Team Secret. The players does take Joel down, and Team Secret able to find some signs of life on the outskirts to keep themselves in this fight.
Ensha just running with his life there. Koja with the backstab trying through, but none of the shots are actually hitting. So Team Secret able to get away with this, able to deck that space into the safe zone. And as all of this is happening, Aurora also knocked out. But Koja as well will be picked off here. Not the best situation for Vitality to be in right after that reset.
Yep. Vitality has been playing the survival game the entire round. Kutush tags Joel as things escalate from bad to worse as Joel is now out. Koja is gonna get brought back, but more than 13 minutes into the game, there really isn't much more real estate left. Dinoculus used by Team Apex Gaming scans out the entirety of S8UL, just hogging TV Tower. Launch pad at the ready. TAG, is this gonna be the rush?
Yeah, they have to. They're so far out of the zone as well. PLS1 gets knocked down here, but Jack wants to see whether they can land those shots. Wolven falls. Zahil Jet takes a lot of damage. They do manage to put down those blue walls and try to turn things around. But somehow through all of that, the Falcons also are just in trouble with Keroro being the last few members alive and knocked out.
Wow, the rotation there from TAG. The fact that no one went down means that they get a second chance, but how do you get out of this situation? There is the low ground. They find cover. TAG again making good on that movement. And Shoto will find a roll Koja out in the open. Give him number 8, man. 15 eliminations for TAG, and they're still hungry for more.
Yeah, healthy as well. The only thing stopping them right now is just positioning, but good change. Especially since GD might be in prime position to take some fights from different teams. Regardless, DRS also close by, but no one going for full commits. But TAG decides to take the fight to GD's front door. Gun Dynasty now in trouble, stuck inside a small little corner, cannot move at all. Forced to reposition as S8UL decides to chunk them down for a different angle. But they do manage to reposition because DRS pressuring S8UL from the other side.
This is gonna get messy in just a little bit. Shoto finally gunned down by Bunny as he spams away. KD got tagged as well. The captain and the star player down. Wolverine trying to bring them back up. KD got up and down again. S8UL relentless on their gunfire. And this could be the undoing for TAG because S8UL do not want them to get too far ahead. and is starting to break down the foundations of Apex Gaming.
So much pressure, and the circle shift is coming. C-Bank, the only thing he's got is just that tree, but managing to see KuTush not able to get that elim. Must be frustrating, but able to reposition. And throughout all that, Prati and David from Gun Dynasty also fall. It's hectic on the other side of the map here, but I have to say for C-Bank, this is a huge window of opportunity with this later rotation. He hasn't been spotted out at all.
Unfortunately for TAG, they're sort of constantly stuck with SAUL and DRS. Gun Dynasty out in 6th spot. TAG down to just 3 members, as I believe they did lose one of the members here. DRS and SAUL are moving. And Alu, plenty of pressure onto both of the other teams there. Sibang actually tagging Shoto to a pixel angle. Things are getting rough now. TAG and SAUL springs to life. It is their chance to make good on the opportunity presented.
Wolvin barely alive right now. HP gonna be able to, no, not able to. And that point goes straight to SAUL. Excited to be able to take down one of the giants in the lobby. Our top 4 already here with SAUL. Numbers advantage in their hands. The space as well, the high ground in their favor. Alu does try to come close here, but KuTush not aware that C-Bank is close by. One knock is here. Rahat barely alive. And they try to rally back.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing here, Tash?
What?
This could be a potential South Asian lobby, and I'm all for it. We've lost DRS Gaming, but there's still the Indians and the Bangladesh.